Good evening. Time for another video. The other day I was able to pop up for the short time on a live stream, just in the comment section, and it felt like complete deja vu. I was commenting and I knew I already commented on exact same subject at some other time. Well, nothing is strange anymore. Okay.
To affect the body. We know the military has weapons of sound that can affect the body. And when you affect the body and send in a signal to shut down certain parts of that body, whether it be brain waves or just the way the body behaves, one of the famous weapons of sound is the ability to cause a person to lose control of their bladder and bowels with a very low frequency. But it's very possible that 5G has a lot to do with all this. And it's very strange. Svetlana, hey Svetlana, good to see you. Yes, it's possible to catch the virus. You know, I would think it would be. I'm still waiting on hearing of someone that's in the community that's got it. We don't wear masks either. Yeah.
I actually do wear mask, and I was very, very careful. I do believe I had the virus. Why I do not go with the theory where is people completely denied virus? Just simply because everything we imagine collectively is actually working out. That's number one. The second thing, by denying viruses, you denying having flu, you denying having herpes simplex, you denying having so many other diseases caused by viruses before those technologies were actually implied in the system. So, and plus the power of imagination, how precise the function of this virus is, how it looks like, the structure and how it reacts and acts. I mean, it's too much complete information about the virus itself. So I would say it's a combination 5G and the virus. What 5G does is actually destroys immune system of the people completely. So you pretty much get in a state where you temporarily you experiencing immune deficit, which is almost like AIDS, just created artificially. And of course we're hearing helicopter flying by. I'll just wait a little bit.
Invisible. Anticipate. Studying. The controversial.
Breaking news, there's multiple
The
Okay, 5G, 4G, 2G, 3G technologies. What is it? My understanding it's a pretty much artificial creation of frequencies which envelop whole realm. It's the smaller and the prototype of this system you can see in this system, which is called HARP. That's a prototype what we have right now on much bigger scale.
Controversial science projects, the High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, or HARP, is right up there with the moon landings and chemtrails on the conspiracy hit list. But once you get past the wilder theories and claims, the basis of the science and its aims is no less intriguing.
So just what is HAARP and why is it so controversial? Some of the many reasons why HAARP attracts so much attention comes from the claims of scientifically uninformed theorists that say it can control the weather, set off earthquakes, hurricanes, floods, bring down missiles and planes, disrupt worldwide communications and influence people's minds and moods.
All of those claims are actually true.
If that were true, then it would be one of, if not the most powerful pieces of technology on the planet.
And it's already exists and it's at work.
Hidden behind government and military secrecy. Yet HAARP is unclassified, though it was funded and jointly managed by...
Yes, HAARP is unclassified, but they created much bigger and more sophisticated system controlled by AIs. And it's running and it's been financed greatly. And it's working. And we're experiencing.
The US Air Force, US Navy and DARPA.
They did close down this smaller scale project and they open up another one.
Studying this during the Cold War, it was realized that different frequencies could cause different things to happen in the body. There's a frequency that can cause the bowel to collapse, the eyes to go funny, the heart to collapse, and so on. And there are 4,500 different structures in the body that can be known to be affected. So as you run through the 2G, 3G, 4G, then you can affect different ones. When I was talking to spies, and my list, the list that I made, I suppose I had a list, an active list of networks then that used between 40 and 60 different frequencies that could cause up to around 100 neurological and physiological conditions. The latest list that I have, I've seen one of 600. The latest list I've seen or heard of is now 750 different frequencies that can cause neurological, physiological harm. But it isn't 750 where you get this one or this one or this one. Mathematically, it is 750 factorial, which means you can get the effects of 1 multiplied by 2, multiplied by 3, up to 750. Now, 5G is going to encompass a lot of what all of the other Gs have and introduce its own as well. And this is why the top scientists in 40 countries have actually signed a petition saying, you cannot do this. But like all of the other Gs, the industry and the government scientists are choosing to ignore the entire scientific body throughout the world and just plod on regardless, because they are actually above the law. They can buy the law. The industry, I had a symposium here not too many months ago there were 11 professors and research doctors here for 4 days discussing all of this and turning it into a DVD. And they were just absolutely horrified that nobody's being listened to. And the producer of this, he said, well, I've researched this industry and it is now estimated at $17 trillion.
$17 trillion.
17 trillion. And when you have that much money, you can buy governments, you can buy countries.
And that's exactly what they done. He's talking about just applications on human body and the cellular structure. But the whole technology has many, many more applications, which is creating natural disasters And as you already know, usually disasters strike poor areas, and they strike precisely up to the houses, and which house is going to be destroyed. So it's a war against poor people. It's a depopulation in play. They're trying to kill us, but they're messing with wrong people.
Anticipated to connect billions of wireless devices due to the popularity of smartphones, wearable devices, and ubiquitous wireless sensors for various applications. In the last decade, the rapid deployment of massive devices and applications has caused a growing demand for radio spectrum. Cognitive radio was proposed to utilize the spectrum efficiently in an opportunistic way, which has evolved to be an intelligent radio that can change its transmitter parameters according to the interactions within the environment. And so let's back up. We're talking about genetic-specific technology, and to hit a note on that point, and this is something that, myself and some of my colleagues were talking about, certainly in our first conversation, in fact, Candy, back in 2012, we discussed genetic predisposition, and we discussed, basically genetic markers that could be targeted through the use of frequency. I just listened to that the other day, and, that's an interesting point, because when we look at some of these networks, for example, the T-Mobile network is a cheaper network essentially than, and they've gone with Metro now, which is it's a non-contract phone. It's a.
That's exactly phone I have. I have Metro PCS phone from this network.
It's a phone for a lower socioeconomic status. Please don't be offended by that if you hear this. That is just the demographic. That is just the statistical data that you will find when you're dealing with these types of carriers. And the implementation and the gigahertz and the megahertz range actually is different on the networks that are for lower income classes. And they are the lower socioeconomic classes that correspond to a carrier that would provide them service with their budgets, and those parameters have the oscillations in their frequency hertz that are more damaging on the physical level to the prospective users of that system. And so what I'm saying is they're targeting people with these frequencies based on who your carrier is, because they know you make less money and they're trying to get rid of us. This is a clear example of population control. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's well documented with data. And so to jump back to the cognitive radios, all of this is monitored by AI today. Okay, this can be formulated as a study problem of user. Any user perceives its environment and takes actions that maximize its chance of successfully achieving its goals. To explore the study of intelligent agent, artificial intelligence defined as machine mimics cognitive functions that humans associate with other human minds, such as learning and problem solving, is brought to the use in CR networks and named AI-enabled radio and networks. And so
they can actually target you by your genome. When you're waking up, your DNA is changing, and AI will detect you and will attack you. That's how it's been done. First of all, you're not able to make money, so you automatically become poor or below middle class. And after that, they trying to kill you. That's a eugenic principles at work. That's the last video. It was by this person, and I'll post in the comments below the videos I used, the most important videos I used in the comments below.
Invisible for security and protection purposes. However, if you...
This one, it's how difficult it is actually to protect yourself against those waves, and how dangerous your cell phone is, and how dangerous your router is, the one you're using inside of your house.
You've got a dual band router like I do, guys. It's always transmitting or looking for that 5 gigahertz frequency. So in other words, that 5 gigahertz of extra, basically double frequency, is beaming through your living area. And stick around to watch the foil experiments, because it's really making me think twice about even having a dual band Wi-Fi router. connected to my 2.4 gigahertz network right here. And yes, I understand about buffering, so we'll take that into account as we enclose this in one layer of aluminum foil. I already know before doing this video that it's going to take 2 layers to block out the 2.4. Plus in that previous video I did that's getting tons of views, 1 layer of foil does not block out 2.4 gigahertz. So let's try 2 layers right here. Got to tuck them in the folds because any little airspace, guys, those EMF frequencies can bleed through. All right, check that out. That did not take long at all. Oh, see that though? It's intermittent. That's 2 layers of aluminum foil. I'm 6 feet away from that router. There we go. That's already blocking out. It's right in that kind of zone where, 2 layers of foil blocks out 2.4 gigahertz. All right, friends, I'm connected to my 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi network. Let's check it out. Same thing as before. 1 layer. I know that's not going to do it. So, notice I'm taking care to tuck around the seams of the 3 layers of aluminum foil there. And I've been waiting about probably 90 seconds, and the buffering should have been finished by now. So let's go with 4 layers. Again, that's almost double the what it took to block the 2.4 gigahertz, which would make sense, right? With double the frequency, double the layers of metal. All right, that's a solid 4. There we go. Silence. Yeah.
I do have 2 microwaves, and one microwave is literally just for the storage of those electronic devices, the ones who are able to connect to Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Okay.
Anticipated.
News.
Let's see. Why do I think what's going on right now? This Agenda 2030 depopulation agenda, where is they trying to reduce population on Earth to 500 million people. They done this before, and they're doing it right now. So, and right now it's not going to work. Jeez. Okay, that's social structure of society. Pretty much we're following the social structure of Egyptian and Mesopotamia, where is elite in the very top. After that, government officials and priests, which in our society it's government official, and instead of priests we have stars, movie stars, TV stars, and all kind of other people who is very influential, also including scientists. The next thing is police and soldiers. They're the one who actually protecting the top of the pyramid, and also other garbage like landlords who is pretty much like a slave management class. Teachers and doctors, the ones who have physical access to our children and to you and to your body. And we, of course, on the very, very bottom. As right now, is before pharaohs, they actually were able to create reality. Now they do not possess this ability. They lost it completely. So and everybody else who's supporting this structure, it's like all those top layers, all of those top layers is pretty much dead people. You can call them zombies or walking dead, but they're not only walking, they're also walking and talking dead. I start calling them yapping zombies. So all those people basically should be, well, they're not gonna make it outside the matrix, and they pretty much garbage, all of them. The most dangerous to us is police and military, everybody who connected to, who can take our living situation away, like for example landlords. Also who is dangerous to us is teachers, because they can snitch to all, they can tell police, they can tell CPS on us and stuff like that. And doctors, of course, because they can actually they have they can also have physical access to your body. So those are all very, very, very dangerous creatures, and we cannot function in society like that. And that's a structure of the physical plane. There is also non-physical plane, which is you can call it underworld or other dimensional creatures. They supporting also this top of the pyramid, which is at this moment, I would say it's really, really stupid. Creatures of underworld, if you kill us, if you kill slaves, the whole system is collapsing. So by attacking us right now, same to the eyes, by attacking us right now, you're killing yourself. So my suggestion is start attacking the top of the pyramid, because everything in this physical realm is trapped light. They do still have energy, and you can consume it. Start doing that. By destroying us, you're going to destroy yourself. By giving us too much stress, you're gonna destroy yourself. How many of Chinese people, of those 25 million people, at least known 25 million people who've been killed by those technologies and you, how many of them you were able to reincarnate? We also have help from outside, so there you go. That's pretty much what my suggestion is. Start eating the top of the pyramid, because it's a piece of shit. And if you kill us, the whole system is going down in the toilet really, really quick. We are in a slave level. We the ones who have power of creation. We the one who connected to the energy. The longer you're keeping us comfortable, the longer the whole system will exist. Start attacking these levels of the pyramid, especially the one who have physical access to us. At the time when I've been attacked by CPS, I was vibrating so high, I was about to leave this place. Same applies to everybody else to connected to the higher selves. We will simply leave if you start doing what you're doing, and if you're not going to stop. So entities of non-physical entities and entities of underworld and AIs who is in control of those systems, like 5G systems, start using those frequencies to the people with opposite genome. That's the only smart solution I can see. Okay, I think that is... Oh, a little bit of good information. Here you go.
Let's go.
Watch this one. I think Pope of Catholic Church is actually, I think he died. That's why they're using hologram. They was not even able to use the cloning technology. But look at that.
Let's go.
Bye-bye. And we like to see that because stuff like that making me happy, you know. And here you go.
Breaking news as multiple media outlets are now reporting the North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un has died. The 36-year-old dictator...
Like, stuff like that should be happening on much wider scale. Because people like that have no use for you anymore. That was pretty much everyone who is just like me. We're gonna be able to multiply our signals, and it's like a metaphysics. We pretty much imagining what's happening. Oh, plus about the virus, one more thing. If virus was not real, why would they collect plasma and looking for antibodies? That's another good question. And I would say my plasma and plasma of my kids is out of limits. I do not give permission to withdraw my blood. My blood is sacred. My kids' blood is sacred. You cannot touch it. Same thing with vaccines. I do not give you permission to give me and my children vaccines. Anything you do, it's gonna be done only under duress, which does not count. That was a little bit of metaphysics. Thank you so much for watching video.